Gymnopedia, George Sefaris. 1. Santorini. Bend, if you can, to the dark sea forgetting the sound of the flute on naked feet that trod your sleep in the other, the sunken life. Write, if you can, on your last shell, the day, the name, the place, and fling it into the sea so that it sinks. Naked, we found ourselves on the pumice stone, watching the rising islands, watching the red islands sink into their sleep, into our sleep. Here, naked, we found ourselves holding the scales that tilted towards injustice. Heel of power, barefaced will, calculated love, schemes that ripen in the midday sun. Course of fate with a new hand, striking the shoulder. In the land that was scattered, that can't bear any more, in the land that was once our land. The islands, rust and ash are sinking, altars destroyed, and friends forgotten, leaves of the palm tree in the mud. Let your hand travel if you can, here on time's curve with the ship that touched the horizon when the dice struck the flagstone, when the lance struck the breastplate, when the eye recognized the stranger, and love went dry in punctured souls. When looking round you see, feel harvested everywhere, dead hands everywhere, eyes darkened everywhere. When you can't any longer choose even the death you wanted as your own. Hearing a cry, the wolf's cry. Your due, let your hands travel if you can. Free yourself from unfaithful time and sink. Whoever raises the great stone sinks. Two, Messine. Give me your hands, give me your hands, give me your hands. I have seen in the night the sharp peak of the mountain, seen the plain beyond flooded with the light of an invisible moon, seen turning my head, black stones huddled and my life taut as a cord. Beginning and end, the final moments. My hands. Whoever raises the great stone sinks. I've raised these stones as long as I was able. I've loved these stones as long as I was able. These stones, my fate. Wounded by my own soil, tortured by my own shirt. Condemned by my own gods, these stones. I know that they don't know, but who've followed so many times. The path from killer to victim, from victim to punishment. From punishment to the next murder, groping. The inexhaustible purple, that night of the return, when the Furies began whistling in the meager grass. I've seen snakes crossed with vipers, nodded over the evil generation. Our fate voices out of the stone, out of sleep. Deeper here where the world darkens, memory of toil rooted in the rhythm, beaten upon the earth by feet forgotten. Bodies sunk into the foundations of the other time, naked. Eyes glued to a point that you can't make out as much as you want to. The soul struggling to become your own soul. Not even the silence. Now yours, here where the millstones stopped turning. October 1935.